Shin Yubin is straight on the attack there, gets Hayata into a defensive position.
Yeah, laying down the law with two big forehands there, the Korean. It was a good serve from Shin Yubin, but she was a little bit slow to react as Hayata pushed out the receive. I feel like Hayata is a slightly more dynamic player with her movement. She has a little bit more flair in her attack, the left-hander. But Shin is very sturdy, very, very strong base, very stable player.
2-1.
I feel like Shin is really going to have the killer instinct. Hayata really lives and breathes in the longer rally. She loves it. Loves getting a chance to get onto that forehand and play it off the angle.
So will Hayata be looking to, you know, to impose a really aggressive attacking strategy here?
Oh, 100%. She's an attacking player. She's a very spinny player inside the table, very wristy with the backhand, and very direct with the forehand. There we see it. And there's that shot there. She gets so low to make space to A, protect her crossover, and B, fire the forehand in. Untouchable there for Shin. Even put a little bit of side spin on that forehand. That's so, so difficult to do.
Oh, and there's that attacking play. Gets the point finished off early.
Shin again with a quality serve, but still a little bit slow onto this forehand touch, because she's planted her feet too soon. Hayata testing those in and out transitions, the out to in transitions. Hayata's a very, very intelligent player.
It was interesting to see her at the US Smash. She went 3 games up against Chen Yi in a best-of-7.
Oh, yeah, that was a heartbreaking loss for Hayata. I feel like that was her redemption event.
Just shows she's a quick starter, isn't she, Hayata?
She comes firing out of the blocks. Quite sporadic in some ways. Something very, very animated about her. And, you know, she was the leading lady for Japan for a while, taking over from Ito, Harano.
1-7.
All of the, well, a lot of the Japanese top players have risen through the ranks quite quickly to really challenge the Chinese, but then they've been worked out.
Well, all but Honoka Hashimoto, that is.
7.
As it stands right now, yeah, I think she's got something like a 91, 92% win rate against Chinese players, Honoka Hashimoto, but of course her sample size is smaller in WTT events than that of Hayata's.
You've been becoming more attacking, more aggressive there, Shin.
There's more internal pressure for Hayata than Shin Yubin, who's been the scarlet for the Korean team for a while. Hayata has more players hot on her tail than Shin. But Shin now trying to find new incentives.
8-3.
Well, she's had great success, hasn't she, in the mixed doubles alongside Im Jong-hoon.
Oh, yeah.
Just such an important player for the national team in that respect.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, actually. You've made me think there about, you know, the state of the Korean women's team. They're not in the best spot right now. They're really not in a great spot. The Korean men's team seems to be in a better spot with An Jae-hyun in form, Jang Woo-jin, of course, Oh Jun-sung really promising. You've got Cho Dae-seong. You've got quite a lot of really good players that have beaten the very best. But the Korean women's team right now are really resting their hopes on Shin Yubin, Kim Na-young and Ju Chun-hee. Ju Chun-hee, a Chinese-born player that is not yet a naturalized citizen of Korea, so she can't represent them at the Worlds or Olympics.
Well, that was brilliant from Hayata there. She turned defence into attack. It was Brilliant counter from the Japanese.
That's the threat right there, and that's the dynamic movement that I was talking about. Shin Yubin knows that's a danger, and she became a little bit hesitant there, Shin.
Hayata wraps up the open, 11 points to 4.
That's why it's rare to see artistic players dominate for a long stretch. But I feel like Shin Yubin, if she wants to get up to that next level, if she wants to get back into the top 10 and really stay there, has to work on the more creative aspects of table tennis. I think her foundational skills are superb. Her ability to counter, the way she abbreviates her strokes, fantastic. But it's when things don't quite go according to plan that she struggles. Like there, Hayata with a spinny flick to crossover. Shin just a little bit slow. She's got the wide base, but I think a problem right now is that she's planting her feet very, very early on. A little bit flat from time to time. And you can see Hayata, she's twinkle-toed. She's constantly making those minor adjustments.
Yeah, so Shin Yubin, she's solid, too solid.
I wouldn't say that Hayata's as balanced on the backhand as Shin. She has a narrower stance when she plays that shot, Hayata, but of course she is a more forehand-orientated player. She's looking, as you can see there, with that slightly slower and wider serve combo to get that into play.
That is Shin Yubin's mum watching on from the stands. Of course, Shin Yubin will be in action later on in the mixed doubles quarter-finals alongside Im Jong-hoon, where they are seeded second.
Two, four.
Oh, it's a nice spin shot there from Shin Yubin, but Hayata, off that slower ball, proactive, coming in over it. That was important. She did that to play that line.
You saw the Hayata backhand in action there, and you say that's something we don't see too often from her, but it was used to great effect.
Oh no, we see the backhand often, but it's not often her winning stroke. It's not as powerful, you know, or direct as her forehand, but it's spinny. It's used in a more divisive way. I mean, look at that there.
Yeah, that was blink and you'll miss it.
I think Shin Yubin's frustrated that she's the one closer to the table. She's the one that has seemed to have taken the advantageous position at the table, but is still losing rallies. Struggling to close out the point. Again, courtesy of the speed of Hayata.
But it seems that even when Shin Yubin has been the attacking player and has forced Hayata into defence, Hayata's just able to turn it so quickly into a counter-attack.
Correct. And I'd say that Hayata has a more diverse portfolio of serves. She's a little bit more unpredictable with the service game. She's got Shin second-guessing right now in this second game.
Four, seven.
Well, she's now equalled her points tally from game number 1, Shin Yubin. Can she push on from that? That's the question.
Oh, lovely.
Seven,
lovely
five.
Glancing inside-out forehand there from Shin Yubin, and it's good body language from her here. There's a little bit of flair.
The problem, though, Fraser, I guess, with trying to get creative is that you risk. It's a risky move, isn't it, if that's not something you're used to doing?
Yeah. By creative, I guess I mean outside the box thinking. the ability of a player to recognise what a player might not be expecting. You know, I'm not talking necessarily about a chop block or a fanning backhand going over there. There's always a risk, even though you're a top 20 player in the world, that you go over to the Chinese Super League and get it handed to you. Shin Yubin did quite well, and she's been absorbing some of the wisdom from the likes of Sun Ying Sha and some of the Chinese coaches as well there.
7,
you
8.
can really see that in her game. I think her game was being modelled from the top Chinese.
You see a lot of non-Chinese players, don't you, heading over to the country to really hone their skills there, the likes of Adriana Diaz, Jules Morgard.
8 all.
Yeah, it's interesting. But then you've got other ones like, for example, Calderano and Haramoto that want to try and keep their cards close to their chest, and Hashimoto, who doesn't even train with players in her own team, only male sparring partners. So every player's got a different idea of what it may take to dominate, to win.
9, 8.
Yeah, everyone's got a different process. And Shin Yubin, she's done a lot better in game number 2. It was another slow start, but she's really sort of managing to get a bit of traction now. But Hayata with that 1-point advantage and the serve here to potentially bring up game point.
Ooh.
8, 10.
Almost took a lump out of her there, didn't she?
Yep. Shin Yubin apologising there for miscontacting the ball. It was a great serve from Hayata.
Shin Yubin with the serve to potentially save a game point.
Nine, 10.
Hayata goes long, lifeline for Shin Yubin, still in this one.
Yeah, this right here is a monumentally important point. Could she send this to a juice game, Shin Yubin? Good redirection. Oh, what a rally.
All.
And there's the answer to your question. She sends it to a juice game, 10 points apiece. All tied up here.
She did well to hold the fort down. Nice slower spin. Hayata bites the bait, ends up having to stretch. Good change of placement from Shin Yubin and good control with the backhand.
Oh my goodness, now
11,
Shin Yubin with the
10.
game point. And Hayata finds the edge of the table, a real miss-hit from the Japanese.
Shin Yubin has done well at playing these slower, spinnier balls into the middle and backhand of Hayata.
Oh, that one's not coming back, is it? All tied up now at 11 points apiece. Hayata will be wondering where this has come from Shin Yubin. She had it all her own way in game number 1.
Let 11 all.
Well, Hayata will be pleased
11, 12.
if she can get this one over the line and see the back of this game. Once again, game point, third game point now for the number 13 seed. Hayata gets the job done
13,
eventually
11,
and takes a 2-game lead here.
Hayata. Love 1.
Well, not the start she wanted.
I think Shin Yubin's putting a little bit of pressure, too much pressure on herself on the balls that she feels she should put away.
1-all.
Gets herself out of trouble, though, with some decent serving there.
Oh, slap from Shin Yubin. She channeled her Adriana Diaz with that swat. Watch this one here. Here it comes. Boom. On full stretch. Really tough to do that. That was a wonderful shot.
Let 1-2. Two all.
I think she may have miscontacted that Hina Hayata, but still. Shin Yubin had barely got her back to play the second shot when it came at her.
Let 2 all.
Now, there were some moments of promise for Shin Yubin in game number 2. What does she need to do to convert those
3-2.
moments of potential into something tangible?
It's tough to say, but I think that against a player like Hina Hayata, you've got to try and play slower, really, really spinny balls into her backhand. A little bit shallower as well. Hayata's there waiting at the back line. I think you've got to play with a lot of spin early on, and I think you've got to then try and really create an angle for yourself to stretch Hayata. But you've got to be very mindful where you invest in speed and spin, because Hayata is quick to recover and then can exploit the openings.
Four, 3.
Well, she's had a few of those, hasn't she, Shin Yubin? Those shots that really haven't gone her way, glancing over the top of the net or edge balls. And it's a timeout now for Shin Yubin. Did you expect to see this scoreline at this stage in this match, Fraser, with Shin Yubin 2 games down?
I expected it to be a little bit closer, but I'm not surprised that Hayata's 2 up here. You know, we've seen her be the best in the world. World champions, Olympic champions.
4-5.
In that world final against China last year in Busan, Shin Yubin's backyard, Hina Hayata defeated Chung Meng. So, you know, she's got such a high ceiling, Hayata. Just a question of her belief. Once she gets through these kind of matches and then takes on someone like Shasha,
6-2,
as you mentioned, she could face in the next round. Never beaten Sun Ying-sha in 16 attempts, Hina Hayata, so she will be more than hungry to play her and beat her for the first time in her career.
6-5.
She's got a funny profile, doesn't she, Hayata? Because she's never been one of the top stars for Japan. She's been consistent, she's been around and about, but she's never really been their number 1.
I don't know if I agree with that. I think she has been their #1 player. And she was the player who won the bronze in Paris. She has been their outstanding star for a while, but in terms of long term, she may not be the most convincing as it stands. You know, Miwa Haramoto, incredibly promising. Satsuki Odo, the only player outside of Team China in the women's singles to have won a Champions event.
Guess there's just a lot of strength and depth in Japan. A lot of really promising ones coming up who are going to be quick to knock you off your top spot.
Yeah, There's a lot of internal pressure. They're a stronger national team than Team Korea, although fairly similar.
7 all.
You can see Shin Yubin is anguished at having sent that ball long. Very expressive with her frustration.
Let 7 all.
Oh.
8
Shin Yubin
7.
just cannot read the serve, pushes into the net. And every point counts here.
She got to the quarterfinals in Vegas. And this isn't looking too good here for Shin Yubin.
Both of these players, Vegas
7
quarterfinalists.
9.
But there seems to be a real gulf between them at the minute. Shin Yubin on the verge of a round of 32 exit.
I mean, she's no longer in the top 10. She might not even be in the top 20 if she's not careful.
Yeah,
7
17 at
10.
the minute, and that is a precarious position. With 3 match points now for the world number 13. Well, it's an
11-7.
almost flawless
Game
performance
match.
from Hina Hayata. A
wins
bit of a
3 games
fight
to
back
love.
in game number 2.